Okay, so I'm just gonna chill out for a minute or two while I wait for company in chat, because boy did I stumble across something while I was farming for ethereal webs. I gained a bunch of levels. I want to say something disgusting like 9 of them in the last hour and a half, because I kept getting swarmed by the creepy floating ghost-like things. And then I spent some money dropping the weight on my robes of the waning moon, because I realized they were like stupidly weighing me down. So now I'm back at a lightweight, because as it turns out, I'd been hanging out in medium weight for a little bit, and that didn't sit right with me, so I leveled again. Neat. Let's go do that instead of looking at the thing that's behind me while I wait for company. I know I saw a campfire around here somewhere. There it is. Let's level up again. Let's do more spirituality. And then we'll do final point in this tree. And then once I soak 3 more points in this tree, the 2 trees I really, really care about in spirituality are done, which is awesome. Perceptions, neat. Practicalities, awesome. Practicality is where not practicality. Although, what's in the armor tree? 2%. Armor weight thresholds by 5. Endurance increases your melee damage by 1. Interesting. I like some of the armor options. That surprises me. Oh, that's statuses, not statues. That could be, this tree could be practical for dealing with bosses. I don't really need the healing tree. The crafting and trading tree I'm gonna need points in later. But, truthfully, I'm going for critical hits tree next. And then maybe a few points in stealth, because the increased sneak damage. At any rate, I think I've stalled long enough. You can always catch it on the VOD later. Because I do leave everything up on the channel, but... So I was over here, checking out, the Totally Not Faye Please Believe Me, and saw a sword thing over here. And I couldn't mark it on my map to come back to later because I already marked the other one way up here. Which now has me super curious about what that is, because there were even druids guarding that. And when the door here dropped, I got treated to Tomb of Sir Lancelot. So, naturally, my curiosity got the better of me, so we're immediately going in here. Especially because we know all of his knights got experimented the fuck on by Merlin. I have to see what this place is. Hi. Well, if nothing else, his squires don't appear to be a huge fan of me. But they were large enough of a fan of him to stick around in death to defend him, so... For a second I thought that was a hole in the ground. Jesus Christ. Let's go see... Did I just run in a circle? I didn't think I did. I might have. Yep, no, I ran in a circle. Pretty sure. Yep, definitely ran in a circle. Kitty, kitty, no keyboard. You can't change my spell loadout. Not while I'm in a dungeon, sweetheart. Yeah, please save screwing with Mom's game loadout for when she's not potentially about to die to a very angry ghost. Or Zomble. Or Lich. I'm not sure what Lancelot turns into. Given, you know, what I know about what Arthur's been doing to people. Rude. But, that's probably where I want to go. But let's poke around this way a little bit. I'm surprised Arthur hasn't said anything about wanting to talk to me yet. He was so quick to say, let's chat, when it was Galahad's tomb we were poking around in. But now that I'm in Lancelot's, yikes! The fact that he's got nothing to. Oh, that's somebody to talk to. Oh, for fuck's sake, Merlin, what did you do? Assuming those are the graves of the squires that have been attacking me. Oh no. Is it a sad boy Lancelot sort of story? No, no keyboard. Thank you. Oh, that's quite the casket.
My hands were made to serve the king, not rot in idleness. This emptiness, I cannot bear it. I threw myself into nothing, and nothing is what I became. Nothing without my king. Nothing without my blade.
Sir Lancelot?
No. Don't speak that name. It's a traitor's name, hateful and vile. Let it be cursed. Let it be forgotten.
What happened to you?
I died a traitor's death, trampled and torn apart. Fitting. So very fitting. I thought that would be enough. But I failed him in life. How could one measly death be my absolution? I couldn't. I can't. I clawed my way out of the abyss, but came back empty-handed.
Arthur? Maybe you should talk to him.
Arthur? No, please. He cannot see me like this. He mustn't be made to look at me. My blade. My erendite. Remain behind. In the abyss. Deep in the weirdness. I cannot face my king without it. My sword belongs to him, as do I. But without it I am nothing. I cannot kneel before him and offer him nothing.
Let's just dive into the weirdness. It's probably fine. Ivy, can you lay down, please? Listen, girlie. I know. You want to say hi to Bio, but Bio's not here. Okay, that's a lot. I want your sword. I mean, I also want to know what your whole... Oh, that looks foreboding. I also want to know what your whole deal is. And I can't get that whole deal if you're too busy moping about accidentally losing your sword. I do best.
Lost.
Would you like to talk to Arthur now?
No. I know. I feel that he's with you. But there's nothing I can say to him. I won't beg forgiveness for my betrayal. I don't even know what I feel more. His mercy or his scorn. Please, as his closest confidant, take my blade. And I beg you, let me serve you and Arthur on your journey. Let me prove my devotion, my remorse, not with words, but with deeds. Let me earn his trust again. This is all I ask.
Oh gosh. Thanks for, like, everything you owned, Lancelot. I have to leave so I can talk to Arthur. I mean, if the Druids took after Merlin and did the Hi?
It's an honor to have you among us again.
Who the fuck are you?
Helping me find my way back to your knight. I regret not doing a better job of guarding him.
Who are you?
My name is Fiona. I am here on behalf of the Royal Geographers. I was sent to do, well, quite a lot of work, actually. And as useful as it would be, the wordness never blessed me with an extra set of hands. Say, traveler, how would you feel about joining the oldest, most prestigious guild in Avalon?
Depends on what I need.
But you've already done the most important thing. You found what was lost and opened a new path. What better way to prove yourself as a true geographer in the making?
How do you know Arthur's with me?
I can sense the wordness and the spirits within it. I knew you weren't alone when I saw you emerge. The soul you carry, however weak it may appear, is deeply connected to the wordness and to Avalon itself. Besides, only the one who wields the power of Excalibur within could open this tomb, and that is rarer still.
So about your guild. If it's so prestigious.
Yet you use our maps, don't you? Our work is vital, but often unseen. For centuries we've roamed this island, charting its every corner and noting the dangers that unsuspecting travelers might face. You should be more appreciative, you know.
And after so many centuries, is there really anything left to explore?
Avalon's nature is ever shifting, ever changing. The wordness transforms not only living beings, but the land itself. Some places become unreachable, while others that appear are mountains.
Nom 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 nom
And
nom
there
nom.
are those that have been forgotten, waiting to be rediscovered and brought into the light. Why wouldn't they? My familiar with the darkness in a way others can't be. With the fog thickening, we can reach places. Everything. Our most important mission is preservation of Avalon and the pillars it was
Well,
built
you
on.
missed
We were sworn to protect the tombs
me
of the first
meeting
knights.
Lancelot.
They were lost to us. There
He's
were
kinda
rumors
mopey.
that the tombs were sealed, and only King Arthur could open them.
And then I left and got ambushed by this lady who wants me to be a geographer now.
I appreciate your eagerness, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. The other tombs are scattered across Avalon, hidden and sealed, waiting for the one you can call the Knights back. Let your soul guide you. Find them, and I will find you.
So Sir Lancelot's shade has joined us. Is that something you wanted as well?
What is King Arthur without his faithful knights? Merely half a legend, if not less. They thrive by his side, and he thrives by theirs. And Avalon's foundations only grow stronger because of it. Sir Lancelot carries centuries of grief, and only serving his king once more can ease it. Another night still waits in the mist.
Yep, and I'm betting it's at the other location I marked. Hi, Mr. Ferryman. Uh-oh, it's weird again. Now, the good news is I've been told, because I was looking up strategies to see if I actually had a, like, genuinely effective means of dealing with the creepy shadow thing that came after me after we finished up at the Druid Circle. And as it turns out, I don't have to worry about fighting them again until basically I regain another fragment of Arthur's soul. Oh, I do need to talk to Arthur before I go do any fancy schmancy other stuff, though, and Miner's Tunnels. Now, I've been in there before. I get lost so quickly when it's weird out, and I can't see jack shit. Something I've not seen before over here. Ooh, new shrine. New shrine. Ow. Fuck you. Oh god. I'm panic pressing all the wrong buttons too. Zap, 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 zap. Okay. Well, that's some more cobwebs towards my cobweb count. I'm going where? Where's my... This way. Ooh. Spookies. Come here, spookies. 1, you're good experience, and 2, I need the cobwebs. Oh god. I'm dying. Ugh. Oh look, all the corpses from the last time, like all the weird spawn corpses from the last time I did this. But yes, Lancelot being mopey does sound about right. But he's so mopey. Forgot those things scale with me in level. Which is why they're such good experience, but it's also why they hurt like hell right now. Okay. There is a purpose behind this visit. And it's to play a game of whose tomb is this? Because I'm assuming it's also a tomb. But how come this one has guards? Also, Arthur, buddy, let's talk. So about the tomb of Lancelot.
Oh, Lancelot. It was painful to watch what became of him.
So, what was he like before?
Confident, steadfast, eloquent. Nothing like the tormented soul you've seen. He was admired by the people and by his fellow knights. He had quite the following, though he never seemed to care for it. Only later did I realize how wrong I had been. He was also much sought after. Left a trail of broken hearts wherever he went. But there was only one he ever held in his heart, and that was Avalon. I always believed Lancelot to be honest to a fault. He never hesitated to speak his mind, and I valued that in him as much as his loyalty. I trusted him completely, and I thought his faith in me, in my vision for Avalon, was just as strong.
Aw, Ivy's watching the fireworks in my bedroom or in my office window.
I don't know when or how that trust was lost. And to this day, it still pains me. But know this. Even in betrayal, Lancelot never sought to serve himself. He was a good man. Yet
Will you forgive him?
I forgave him long ago. What saddens me is that he still cannot forgive himself. But I understand why. The rebellion he led hurt not only me, it wounded all of Avalon. To be the cause of so much suffering. Perhaps
I hope you're right about that, Arthur. I really am. So I put some points into strength because apparently I'm going to need a few points in strength for the hat I'm chasing after. Let's play Poke the Thing. So where are you? Are you not a tomb? I assumed you'd be a tomb. You don't appear to be a tomb. What are you? Maybe this wall can help. What's it say? The weirdness is a purpose in and of itself. The creation within or through the weirdness requires no explanation. It simply becomes and then is. The weirdness is a field of fulfilled potentialities where anything can happen, things beyond imagination. The only limits are our minds and our understandings. It takes shape according to our wills, our emotions, and our thoughts. We cannot shut ourselves off from it. Worrisome logic based off what my current acting understanding of it is. What are you trying to tell me? Kingdom Beyond sent their ambassador to maintain the balance. Yes, technically the weirdness is basically a Starforge. One thing is known for certain: the the Ever-Dweller, cannot survive far from the boiling primordial weirdness of Tuathon, our capital. Does this mean that the weirdness exists beyond Avalon as well? That is a force, a substance that enshrouds and imbues all of reality with its potential. Okay. Avalon is just a midpoint between the far simpler human reality and the timeless kingdom beyond the stars. It is fascinating to gaze upon the land of men and see all that commotion. They live, they die, and even their vanishing has a purpose. One can mourn what is lost, and then one can celebrate the growth of new life. Their decadence differs from ours, for theirs, in the end, has a conclusion. Good, a blood abomination. That sounds safe. There was no place as beautiful and primal as this. When we discovered it for the first time, it felt as though it had been created for us. One of the earliest, most untouched places on Avalon, unmarked by our actions, and yet we felt such a deep connection with it. We decided to weave new lives here. From thought and intention, from potential, shaped after our deepest desires, and for the Weaver, we chose the purest among us.
Come on, inside.
I don't trust this. You were being guarded by something called a blood abomination. I super don't trust anything you're gonna tell me.
Step forward. After all, you know me well.
Do I? What in the tentacled Cthulhu monster are you?
Take off your mask now. It's your home.
Oh, speaking of masks. Options. Display. No, game. I am tempted to turn on inverse hands for magic. Don't show helmet on heroes. On. Apply changes. There. Now I can see my face and my fun hair. Hi?
Welcome, little prince.
Prince?
Why the sullen look? Aren't you glad to see me? You finally made it here. It must have taken quite a long time. Because it is easier for me to address you this way than to accept that, for now, you are nothing more than a human. It is painful. I must come to terms with it.
Must you come to terms with it? Who are you exactly?
So, you don't remember me. I'm afraid it might have something to do with the form in which I see you now. This body and soul, they're much different from what I expected. But to answer your question, I am the Weaver. And though it may be hard for you to believe, a part of you knows me all too well.
Where am I?
It is a place where my prince was woven from the threads of pure potential. The Pale Lady was relentless in her desire to fulfill her vision of an offspring, modeled after those she watched so eagerly. It displeases me that you don't remember. I'd envisioned your return and our meeting quite differently. But now it all makes sense. Now I understand why you need that shawl. Nothing remarkable. I simply exist in this place. That you ended up here is a mere coincidence. None of my kind have visited me in a long
I'm
time.
kind of wondering the same thing, Bio.
But here, I used to weave new Avalonians, shaping them according to the intent and thought that accompanied their creation. Now the thread of potential is much weaker, though it seems this place stirs to life again as the weirdness returns.
Tell me more about
She
the Pale
was
Lady.
a powerful Avalonian, one of the oldest. She saw and desired far more than the rest of her kin, who were suffocating in their growing decadence. To
live a life where one can do anything, it loses all meaning. When she discovered the homelands and learned of mortality and time, everything changed. We were no longer the same. It was as though the mere awareness of such things altered the way we lived. We could no longer exist as we once had. It planted a new emotion in us. Fear. You will find traces of her here as well. The stone tablets bear her mark.
What happened to her?
I'm afraid I must admit that I don't know where she is now. It seems she retreated into her depths again after your king entered his eternal sleep. The true one, from which mortals are not meant to be awakened. Not like this. The shard of the prince's memory. It is shattered. Much like the fragmented memory of the king that lingers within you. I'd gladly speak with him, but something is preventing him from manifesting.
How do you know about Arthur?
I don't know all the details. What I do know is that after our prince was murdered by our kin, his potential, what you humans might call his soul, did not perish. The prince had been deeply fascinated by humans, and so after his death he manifested in one of them. That person was Arthur, the man who would one day become your king.
Ah, so this is about Arthur again. I'm gonna get to that orange question, but why was your prince murdered?
Followed his mother's fascination. Much like her, he gazed upon the land of men. But he wished to go further. He wanted to experience being human. So he built the menhirs, and to repel the weirdness. For us, the Four Dwellers, such a vision was both heretical and terrifying. Some of our kin could not forgive him for it. So, they killed him. It was the first time an Avalonian had ever slain one of their own.
Wait. So, was Arthur a Four Dweller in some way?
Arthur was a man, mortal like any other, but ambitious like few. But yes, his origins are far more complicated. This is a tale of two separate realities that, through a series of specific events, began to intersect, forming a single knot. Everything that has happened, and everything that will happen, is meant to decide the fate of that knot. And we, as you likely already know, have been pulled into all of this.
So what now?
Our meeting comes to an end. I regret how brief it is, but my role in your story was always meant to be insignificant.
Okay. So, other than telling me that Arthur's part Four Dweller,
There is no...
what was the point of that? Exactly. Also, Arthur. Didn't it say... Oh no, points available. Not that you wanted to have a conversation with me. Oh! Okay. Let's just have more essences drop out of things when I kill them. Cool. I think. Are there any other tombs in Act 1? Tainted Grail. Knights. Tombs in Act 1. Based off the way he talked about you, based off the way he was talking to me, I think the point was to establish that not only was Arthur a reincarnated human manifestation of a Four-Dweller Prince, but that you are as well. I could see that implication. I also wonder, with the way they were talking about wielders of the weirdness, that Merlin might also have been. Down here is the one I just did. And everything else is in Forlorn Thorns or Kuanacht. Okay. I have a quest in here again? Oh yeah, I gotta talk to that guy. He made a very hard distinction between when he was talking about not being able to speak with Arthur and when he was talking to you, the prince. It's an interesting concept, and I'm curious to see what more they do with the notion of legacies and kind of legends, but ow. I might actually need to move on to Kuanacht fairly soon. Because I really don't think there's that much more for me to do. On this map. Like, yes, I still need to get... Actually, I don't need that many more... Okay. Okay. theoretically one more good run around on a weird night, and I can actually go get the crown I want. Sorry, the interesting piece of headwear. Excuse me, sir.
I figured it out. I figured it out.
What did you figure
The
out?
mistletoe. Oh, how could I have been so blind this whole time? It's obvious, don't you see?
Please
They
explain.
weren't laughing at me, do you see? They were telling me to embrace the part that I play in the world. The part that we all play in the world. Listen, mistletoe was their sacred plant, right? We know it's a parasite, and in extreme situations, can even kill the tree on which it grows. Why would you worship a parasite? I finally got it. They realize that if everything goes well, it has minimal effect on the tree. Sometimes it's even able to give something back. Even better, it's evergreen, so birds can feed off it in winter. And even though it's poisonous to humans, druids were able to make medicine out of its fruits. Do you see?
Caradoc also says he'd had to put Arthur back into his box a lot over the years. And if someone being tied to that same four-dweller soul ends up being a requisite for hosting Arthur's soul, then I feel like it's possible rooting out people who have the prince's soul within them might end up being the whole purpose of the island asylum existing to begin with. That's a excellent point. Especially because Caradoc himself acknowledges that he's escaped himself from that island asylum many a time.
It's so obvious that it's no wonder the answer eluded us all. It's not about the mystical arts, the scrolls, or the rituals. That's all smoke and mirrors. It's about observing nature and drawing the right conclusions. Mistletoe feeds off the tree, but it doesn't just take. We always take from something. The trick is to give back more than we take. That's meant... Yes. It's about understanding our place in the world as parasites, but useful ones. There's no more knowledge to gain besides what's already here. The trick is, we need to learn to see it. Ah, this is my new quest. Thank you for initiating this discovery.
You're welcome.
There goes another chance to join the guild. I really thought that scroll would be my way in. Instead, it just caused a mess I couldn't even clean up myself. Anyway, what happened back there?
There was an angry dryad trapped inside it.
Oh, now that's just fantastic. Another discovery slipped right through my fingers. I guess I'm doomed to stay here, curing hangovers for the rest of my days. Ah, maybe I'll finally be able to unwind a little. And there's still the mistletoe. I think it has a meaning, and I might be getting closer to grasping
You
it.
just told me what the meaning was. Also, what guild were you
The
talking about?
Alchemists Guild, of course.
Oh, the thing I've already
It's
joined.
more of a secret society than an actual guild. I probably shouldn't be telling you this. But who cares? Taranis is probably right. I'm just not cut out for it. They'll never recruit me, so why bother trying?
Oh, why don't they want to recruit you?
Apparently I don't challenge myself enough. And maybe they're not wrong. The thing is, the keep isn't always like this. We're not trapped inside these walls all the time. Yes, you have to sacrifice things, like having a family. But the other limitations, we create those ourselves. Just look at Mark, our hunter. Even now, he comes and goes as he pleases. What I'm trying to say is that maybe I should accept the truth. I prefer staying inside these walls. I wish I could be more, but I also need to feel safe.
You know, maybe if you learned how to keep a secret, you'd have a chance.
That's... all right, fine. That's not entirely unfounded, but still, it's a bit rude.
In fact, that might also be why the Red Priest who died after being sent to the Arthur dimension after accidentally touching the Menhir statue wasn't able to just host Arthur's soul to leave like you. That is a very fair point. You know, I've met Tyrannus, killed a Mistbearer, so he offered me membership in the guild.
Wait, you're telling me that you killed the legendary Wraith he was so desperate to hunt down to prove his worth? Ha! And who's unfit for the guild now, Tyrannus?
Still you.
I apologize. That was uncalled for. As a healer, I shouldn't laugh at the misfortune of others. But I am only human.
Apparently I'm not.
Congratulations, by the way. Whether you accepted it or not, it's an honor. One I'm only a tiny bit jealous of.
I'm definitely not selling Lancelot's sword. Or any of his armor. Which is all very shiny looking. Ooh, that is a fun armor relic. And I am going to have to shove that in something ASAP. Passive healing? Hell yes. Subject. Storage. How would you like Lancelot's sword and bloodsting and all of Lancelot's armor? Even though I do admit I really like the fun spindly bit out the back. Okay, I need it to be nighttime again. So that I can go out and hunt in the weirdness some more. But first...
Always good to have a little.
attach relic to... Nope. Woo! Healing. Alright. The best kind of healing. Murder healing. Exactly. You understand, Bio. Nope, I kind of wanted to go. Let's pick a place to go or head in the direction of. There's usually stuff up this way-ish. Is my map saying is active? Oh, yeah, moving into the next region. Yeah, we're not quite doing that yet. Oh shit, though, I actually need to find your body. No, I missed out on weird essence because your charred corpse is in the way. Ghosty! More ghosties? No, you're a wolf. Oh, hi. I really need to equip something other than murder fireball while I'm doing this, though. Because the fact that it launches their bodies so far away does not help me at all, actually. Okay. Also, I should probably quest mark this. Oh my gosh, I have enough souls! The teleportation point. Gimme, 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 gimme. Give, give, give. Where? There!
Return to me with cobwebs in hand, and you shall be...
Sarge's playing Pale World? Must be the most recent Terraria update. Here are your ethereal cobwebs.
Ah, at last. The threads are woven. The veil between worlds thinned. My hive shall no longer be bound in shadow and waiting. With these gifts you've gathered, the hive shall grow strong. Its walls unyielding, its reach infinite. The time has come. The hive expands. Can you not feel it? The air hums with purpose. The threads tighten, and soon, all shall know the embrace of the hive. You have done well, my devoted protector. You shall be honored among my children. You have played your part well, and for that, you shall be rewarded. Stay, and be reborn in the hive's embrace, where you shall know peace. Or go, if you so wish. But know this, the hive is eternal, and it shall find you again. You say this as if it is conquest. It is unity. It is purpose. In time, all shall understand. And in understanding, they shall rejoice. Ah, such devotion. Even as you walk among the unbound. Go then, see to your fleeting mortal affairs. But know this. Your loyalty is a thread woven into the hive, unbroken and eternal.
Yeah, just give me my headpiece.
You are bound to me, as all things shall be. My will follows your every step. My whispers drift upon the wind. No matter where you tread, the hive. You are never true.
So, why I went to all that trouble is because of this. I've got to drop its weight by a lot before I can use it. But, spell power increased by 20% and a 5% critical chance. And I might be able to make that number bigger. But yes, 20 is a big number. And I do like me my big numbers. Well, I suppose with that out of the way, I can fast travel here and actually head to the North Gate. Because I think that kind of covers the last of what I'd had to do in the Horns of the South. I just wanted my fancy hat first. I feel like I'm going the wrong way, because I am. Perfect. Alright. To Kuanacht it is. Well, so far, Kuanacht is rather pretty. Hello?
Who's there? What do you want? We're just sitting here, not bothered.
I'm one of Gran's friends.
Bran? Ha. I've been wondering how that old harpy's doing. We haven't seen each other in a while. You can go. If you know our sister's name, that means you survived meeting her. that's enough for me to let you pass by. Don't bother.
Okay, noted. You don't want to talk to me. I was just trying to make a friend. Oh, that thing's sweet as hell.
You disturbed my peace.
I already have a horse, so I don't need you, horsey, but I will pet you. Sign. Magic Oak Merlin. Merlin is a tree that grew from an acorn brought from the homelands by the legendary wizard of the same name. He gifted the young sapling to Palamedes, the founder of the Tarian family, who planted it at the burial site of brave warriors with whom he'd fought. But what gives Merlin its unusual leaf coloration? Legend has it that among the bodies of the knights there were also remains of four dwellers, which could indeed explain the supernatural properties the tree possesses. Or perhaps Merlin himself breathed magical life into the sapling. We'll likely never know. What is certain, however, is that the oak is unique on the entire island. The wealth of Connacht does not lie in its mines, it lies in its unparalleled history, the memory of which should be honored every day. That's a lovely notice. It doesn't get to stay there. Oh, this is Merlin. Well, it is quite pretty. Mine.
Still here. Still.
Hi.
What are you poking around here for? You're one of them, aren't you? You better sod off, or else.
Calm down, Bryn. No one would be so stupid as to show up here after making such a mess.
What happened?
You'll have to excuse Bryn. None of us are in the best of moods lately. Someone has been sabotaging our equipment for the past few weeks, and it looks like it's a professional job. They seem to know perfectly well how to make life difficult for us. And after what happened last time, my people have had enough. They refuse to work. They don't want to risk their health.
Do you have any suspects?
Bandits, probably. Or rebels from Connacht. Although at this point, they're one and the same. The workers refuse to keep working. Not only do they feel threatened, but, well, there's no denying that not everyone from Connacht is happy about what we're doing here. I can understand them, in a way. We made them destroy their own land.
They should just give up. If they piss Denham off, it's not going to be pretty.
Bryn, calm down, please. Remember why we're doing this.
It's for their own good.
And we have our orders, for which we are held accountable. It's us or them.
What happened last
The
time?
bandits used to come at night, destroy our equipment, and then disappear. But last time, they beat one of the guards unconscious. Poor sod was just lying there, like a tenderized steak for the whole night. He lost a lot of blood. And when we finally managed to wake him up...
It turned out that Aedwin wasn't himself anymore. His head was all messed up. Bastards.
Yes, he was delirious. Kept seeing strange things. He thought we wanted to hurt him.
Sounds to me like he got messed up with a floor dweller.
We have to catch those scumbags.
Something needs to be done, that's for sure. But for now, we wait. Denholm doesn't want to give us any more guards. So, if you want to earn some money, we could use your help. One of the workers claims to have seen the direction those thugs ran. They're familiar with the area. They mentioned a cave. I'm not sure if this is a good lead, but it's worth checking out. So, what'll it be?
I'll deal with
It's
it.
good to hear. If you discover anything...
Always a pleasure to see you.
Need anything? With all the sabotage lately,
You seem troubled.
I was hoping we'd be getting ready to head out to Borough by now. Now, wouldn't surprise me if Camelot just took the men here and left the rest of us behind.
You want to leave Kunocht?
Yeah. When Camelot started looking for workers here, I was the first to sign up. And truth be told, there weren't many others. But Sign said I made the right call. Promised she'd help secure a good spot for us in Borough. There's no point staying here. Even if the weirdness doesn't come, there's nothing left for us to do. Soon we'll be begging on the streets. She's Camelot's quartermaster. Tough lady. Doesn't take any nonsense. You'll find her near Craftsman's Row. She's always I trust she'll do right.
And people don't want to work for Camelot?
No. And a lot of folk aren't too happy with those of us who sign. If they want to waste their lives here, fine. Wait. Could you drop by my house and let my wife, Enora, know she'll have to pick up my wages from Sign again? I won't be able to make it on time in the next few days. Thanks for the...
You look familiar. Yeah, you're Sioran's kid, aren't you? Yeah, that's it. You look a lot like him. Yeah, sorry about your father, but trust me, those priests mean well. They took him to the island asylum to cure him. He'll return whole and healthy. What are you doing here? Did the Camelotian, those thugs, messed up that poor sod from Camelot pretty bad. Right, that's me. There's this cave dug out by the Cornac folk about 100 years ago. The old man told me it was meant to be a shelter in times of war or some other disaster. Yeah, I was there a couple of times when I was a kid. They used to be safer back then, if you ask me. That's exactly where those folks who beat up the guard could be at.
I don't know anyone named Seorin.
Really? I could have sworn you were his kid. Oh well, my mistake. In that case, good for you. Sioran's a terrible bastard and a swindler. They brought in machines and soldiers to keep order. I don't know if you've heard, but they're planning to move us to Camelot. They say it has something to do with the men here and the weirdness. I say they should back off and stop sticking their noses where they don't belong, eh? Or they might smell something their royal noses aren't prepared for. Sure.
Getting
So
restless.
they're trying to make everyone move from here to Camelot, trying to blame the weirdness? I mean, they did mention in Act 1, I think, that some of the men here are failing. Oh, yeah, my neighbors are shooting off fireworks. Apologies. I live in a neighborhood that really likes their fireworks. That looks like a men here.
Hey, are you with the guild too? I'm waiting on someone from the guild. You know which guild. And if you don't know, well, I might just have to kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Ha! I knew it! I just knew you were with the children. Are you here to give me my assignment? Luth said someone would be coming soon with my first task. My first task! I can't wait!
So you're Abrin.
Yeah, that's me. Edgar's brother. You've heard of him, right? He's already a fledgling. He's the one who convinced me to join the guild, and I can't wait to get started. He told me the first tasks aren't too bad. You know, delivering messages, eavesdropping, that kind of thing. And I really hope so, because, to be honest, I get a little queasy at the sight of blood. But I'm sure I'll toughen up soon enough. So, do you have a task for me?
First, tell me why you want to join the Children of Morrigan.
I never really thought about it, to be honest. I guess I was a little jealous of my brother. He's doing so well. He's got food in his belly, decent clothes, and people actually respect him. These days, that's about as good as it gets. That's why I want to join.
You're very energetic.
My brother always says I speak without thinking, and one day it's going to get me killed. But that's just who I am, you know? When I'm excited about something, I can't hold it in, or it feels like I'll burst. But wait, I'm waiting for my task. I have to prove myself. I want to be a child of Morrigan. Please, give me a chance. So, that's how it is. My brother warned me this might not be the right job for me, but know this. I won't back down. I'll die trying to take you down. Maybe then I'll prove my worth. You did well. Luth will be pleased. We don't need to anymore. You've finished your task. The real test was to see if your heart was too soft. We need people who follow orders, not those who put random strangers ahead of the commander's word. Loyalty is everything to the Children of Morrigan. I'd rather you didn't. I've got more important things to do for our guild. And you've proven you can fight well enough. You might actually beat me, and then where would we be?
You drew your weapon and then
waiting
exploded.
For you near Morrigan's Hollow. Here, I'll mark it on your map. May Morrigan's wings shield you from enemy eyes.
Let's be clear, we know exactly how this would end. Because you touched me and blew up. Did I just teleport to and light a men here?
someone comes, lights the
baby,
Menhir,
are you trying
and
to
then
say hi to
dies
Bio
on our watch,
again? It's okay,
people would
sweetie.
be at my door with pitchforks.
If you want, I can pick you up and put you right next to the webcam and you can try and say hi. Is that what you want?
She's waking
Here.
up. Welcome
Maybe
back
Bio
to the
can hear
land
you
of the
purring.
living,
I don't
our
know.
hero.
Help her up, Ansem.
Probably not over the fireworks, though.
Welcome to my home. Quite a scene unfolded at the Menhir, with you at the heart of it. I can't decide if I'm more delighted or surprised. What was it that made the Menhir react to you?
I mean, no one ever believes me when I tell them I carry Arthur, but...
See, you have a habit of not taking things seriously, don't you? But this is no trivial matter, so I demand respect. Come now. You must have a theory.
Listen, if you're not going to believe me...
Here have been rather lifeless for quite some time. Then you come along, breathe life into what was dead, and, whether you meant to or not, alter the course of our history.
Aww.
That's how I see it.
You really do love Bio, don't you, Reeves?
Do you know what this Menhir represents?
They're the statues that ward off the weirdness. Merlin built them.
So they say. The Menhirs were raised by Merlin to ward off the ancient mists that burst monsters beyond human comprehension. But none of this matters in our current situation. Here, the Menhir represents something more. For some, it's a symbol of freedom and independence. Strength,
I also suspect that from what few Four Dwellers we've seen, that the Menhirs are literally just statuified Four Dwellers.
Even at the world's end. And for others, like our guest from Camelot, whom I'm sure you've seen, it's a symbol of power. Power once granted by King Arthur, and therefore by Camelot. And power that has been granted.
Camelot wants to take your Menhir. Why?
Officially, they say they want to gather all the Menhirs scattered across Avalon, set them around Camelot, and bring people there to ensure their safety. That is, if they can figure out how to restore the power of the Menhirs.
Oh, and unofficially?
I don't think we know each other well enough to speak on unofficial terms.
Hi, baby. If Camelot takes the Menhir, your people will be lost.
I'm well aware. And now we're also facing an outbreak of the Red Death, which will no doubt influence Camelot's decision on whether to offer my people shelter. But with the Menhir reignited, the people of Cornoct will be even less willing to give up and go to Camelot.
Tiny for a child.
If anything, I expect rebellion to break out. And bloodshed is something neither we nor the capital want.
What would you prefer to happen?
I don't know, to be honest. It's not something I can admit publicly, but I feel both sides have a point.
Lion, you're so
I
cute.
understand the people who don't want to abandon their homeland, and I understand the knights who must face a long-lost terror and find a solution to an impossible problem. Believe me, being a lord in times like these is a heavy burden.
So, what do you want from me
I
exactly?
want you to speak with Dino and try to calm him down. He's the commander of Camelot's forces stationed in Cornoct, and as you probably imagine, your presence here didn't exactly make his job easier. With the Menhir active again, everything could change.
You know, I don't exactly have a great track record with Camelocians.
Calamity shield, you say? An unusual request. That shield rests beneath the Menhir, and legend has it that it used to fuel its power for centuries. I don't mind if you look at it, touch it, whatever you need. Just don't take it. It's a treasured relic, and the people of Kunart are quite attached to it. And you're probably just as attached to your head, which you'll lose if we catch you trying to steal the shield.
If you need anything, speak to Ansel. He's the one who decides what's worth my time. I should stay out of trouble.
Oh, you're saying you should stay out of trouble. Hi!
Ah,
I'm trouble.
you need something? Ah, a new face. I am Anselm, Major Domo to Lord Yvain. Any business to be done in Connacht usually passes through my hands first.
What kind
I'm
of
managing
business?
the court's affairs to ensuring Connacht doesn't collapse under its own weight. It's my duty to keep things running smoothly. Not an easy task, given the times. And you? What brings you here? Wandering so close to the heart of Connacht's business. You don't strike me as the idle type.
I'm here for the sword, but...
Life at court is a delicate dance. It's calm on the surface, but underneath, there's always tension. Managing affairs, settling disputes, keeping the wheels turning. It's not for the faint of heart. Lord Yvain means well, but he makes decisions slowly. Too slowly, sometimes. Not that I complain. It's a role I've accepted, and one I'll carry out for as long as I'm needed. It's a quiet kind of chaos, but one we must master, for the sake of Connacht and those who call it home. Challenging doesn't begin to describe it. The court is the heart of Connacht, and if it falters, the rest follows. That's a heavy weight to bear. But if I'm honest, it's the plague that keeps me awake at night. I've seen what it does, how it spreads, how it steals lives without mercy. I lost my family to it. The only reason I'm still here is because I was locked away at court while they were quarantined. Since then, protecting this place, keeping it safe, has been more than a duty. It's been everything. Be well.
No, anybody else want to talk? Not really. Okay, let me see Connacht. Oh, we've met.
You there, Sleeping Beauty. I saw them carrying you into Yvain's mansion. You feeling better now? Good. Would have been a shame if something happened to the one who lit up the Menhir. No wonder they brought you straight here. Tell me, did you get to see our lord? Or just that snake of his, Anselm?
I got to see them both, but what's with all the questions?
Sorry, stranger. I meant no offense. Name's Morag. I'm the innkeeper around here, though, as you've probably seen, there's not much of an inn left to keep. Truth is, I was hoping that, with what happened at the Menhir and all, you might have Lord Yvain's ear. Maybe you'd be kind enough to whisper a thing or two into it on my behalf?
Why can't you talk to him
Because
yourself?
he doesn't bother listening to us common folk, even when our livelihoods are at stake. If we're lucky, we get to air our grievances to Anselm, but wait for the Lord's decision is always his answer. How long can we wait? We're not some lazy nobles. We don't just get to put our lives on hold. We've got to eat, damn it. And unlike him, we have to work for our meals.
What do you need from him?
Camelot shut down my inn. Said it was because of the Red Death, but the Red Priests have been here for ages, and they never had a problem with my place. And last I checked, Yvain's still our lord, not one of those Camelocians. What gives them the right to meddle in our business?
You know, the Red Death is a valid threat.
Aye, I know. I was here when the outbreak hit. Lost some of my best patrons. But the Red Priests have it under control now. Every new case gets carted straight to the asylum, and we haven't had one in a good while. Now, I tried talking to the Camelosians. They told me to piss off. Now Yvain's my only hope.
I'll talk to him.
Thank you, stranger. All I want is a straight answer. The least he could do is make Camelot pay me some kind of compensation. Damn bastards come in here acting like they own all of Connacht. I'll wait here for you.
Ooh, is this the Connacht player home? It looks nice. Claim your own cozy corner of Connacht, complete with rustic charm, occasional weirdness, seepage, and a view of the men here that's totally not dying. This one-of-a-kind home features creaky floors, a basement the locals refuse to speak about, and the occasional relocation noise. And the occasional relocation notice slipped under the door. The perfect choice for brave souls with flexible long-term plans. Oh my god, I want it. Like, it's even got this nice little balcony. Ivy, why are you stealing scissors? Oh no, my tiny fluff ball now has scissors. And she's running away with them. I should be concerned. But yeah, see, that house is adorable. And so practical, because the men here is right here. This feels too easy, Bio.
This is my shield, but there's no part of my soul inside. We need to look somewhere else. But I can feel the missing part. Close. Maybe it's the men here. Maybe it needs something from us.
Like what? For a house no one wants because it's prime for haunting. They must really understand the real world housing market. Yeah. Yeah, I suspect they do. Who would my neighbors be if I bought this house? The Shadow Blades. Liking this place more and more by the second. Hospital. You know what? I want to go inside the hospital. Okay, Corvin won't talk to me. Wilbur.
Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
Well, you're a peach.
Show the horse! Clink, clink, clink! Move out! 1 foot in front of the other! Crunch, crunch! Tears to shreds! Crunch!
There. You're going to feel better soon. I'm just trying to help you. You'll get better soon, you'll see. Just try to calm down. Calm down. Don't be scared. It's just medicine. It'll help ease your pain before long.
My skin! It's burning. It hurts. It hurts so much. Leave me. Those cursed scales. Don't touch me. Please don't touch me. No. I'm so scared.
Do you need something? Are you in pain? I'll do all I can to help, but I need to warn you that our supplies are quite limited. Here. Well, actually, the hospital is run by Camelot. I'm just an apprentice to Neonte, the priestess of the All-Mother here in Kut. But the healer from Camelot is dead, and Neonte spends most of her time at Lord Yvain's manor. So, it seems I'm on my own.
Camelot can't send a different healer?
Camelot treats this place like a field hospital. To them, it's temporary. Though I suppose that's their outlook on all of Connaught right now. The legate says Camelot simply can't spare anyone else. According to him, one priestess and her apprentice should suffice. And yet, his soldiers are the ones who are supposed to get priority. Even if they only have a blister, I'm required to treat them before a local with a broken leg. Oh, she thinks I have everything well in hand. As if she doesn't notice it, all falling apart. I know I should feel flattered by her trust. But honestly, I'm just exhausted. I'm not even a priestess. The only training I've had is what she's given me. Ever since Lady May fell ill and died, Neonte's barely been here. She just sits by her grave. Truth be told, I'm a bit worried about her. Even when... It is. It really is. The hospital's barely holding on. But I can't make medicine with eggs and chickens. And even some days, I dream that someone will swoop in and take it all off my hands. Still.
Is there any way I could help?
There is a patient who won't let me treat him. His name's Wilbur, and he's a difficult case. Most of what ails him is just old age. Some days he's clear-headed, but those are becoming fewer and farther between. Lately, he won't let me touch him. He yells at me, claiming I'm keeping him here by force, away from his family. He's even stopped eating and refuses to take his medicine. Honestly, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know how to help him anymore without scaring him even more.
Why is he so afraid of you?
All of Connaught knows that I was marked by the weirdness. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, but some are superstitious. They believe I bring bad luck. When Neonte took me in, there were a lot of whispers, though it got better once I started working in the hospital. Weirdness or not, at least they have a healer. But I'm afraid that, in Wilbur's head, I've become someone. You can try, if you'd like. Just, please. No one knows. He barely speaks. I'm afraid there's no point in talking to him right now. Besides, he needs rest. You should speak to Legate Denham. All I know is they sent him somewhere. And when he came back, he was like this. If I had to guess, I'd say it's the effects of the weirdness. He's a seasoned soldier. I'm sure he's seen plenty in his life.
I doubt anything could scare him enough to drive it. The other soldiers said he was acting completely normal before. So it's not some long-standing illness, but I've seen similar cases in people who spend a few nights.
I'm absolutely going to come back and talk to you again, Wilbur, but first...
Spare a coin for the...
Have you come to offer aid? Or do you stand among the wounded? If so, do not let fear grip your... Trust the will of the word, and you... I am but an empty vessel. Now, I am perfectly blank and naked.
No, you're definitely
Alone,
wearing clothes.
I lie in this cold, but soon... I have been marked, a gift given to me, so that I may pass it on. Tell me, do you wish to become a hollow shell? An obedient corpse, able to hear the voice of the one who guides us to the final act? I understand. If you...
I have so many questions about what you're offering, sir. Ooh, what's upgrading that look like? A full 1 point increase and 2% on both the spell power and physical damage. You are my new favorite piece of armor.
If you're here to chat, you've wasted a trip. Speak up or shit. Well, are you standing there for a reason, or is the scenery here all that captivating?
Do you have any jobs?
Check the notice board outside. There's always something that needs doing, and I don't have time to spell it all out. Can you read? Can you lift more than a feather? Then there's work for you. Pleasant is for feasts and fair day. I'm here to keep us supplied and alive, not to make friends. I don't know where all that eagerness comes from, but I'm starting to think if I had 10 of you, and as it happens, I might have something for you. Though it's a little different. It seems that over the past few weeks, some of our supplies have been going missing. Just small amounts, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice at first. But when I checked the books at the end of the month, The numbers told that someone's been stealing the Legion supplies.
What kind of
At
supplies?
first, it was mostly just food, so I figured it must be rats and set up some traps. But not only did the traps turn up empty, the next time I checked, a hammer, a saw, and a couple of knives were missing too. I don't know about you, but I've never heard of a rat that can chew through iron.
Do you have any suspects?
I thought I did. One of the lads, Percy, volunteered to guard the supplies. Seemed like a decent enough guy, but, well, I guess I was wrong. The next day, Percy was gone, and with him, even more of the supplies. His mates swear he'd never do that. They say that the army was his entire life, but I find it hard to believe. The problem is, the thefts haven't stopped, so I'm guessing he had some accomplices.
And you keep the supplies where?
In the storefront nearby. Maybe you'll find something, because I am all out of ideas.
So she's my bounty person here. Good to know. Presumably then this is the bounty board.
You're here. Aye, you've got a knack for this. Or just plain good. Now maybe I can actually So the job's done? And here you are full of surprises. Which is more than I can say for
Okay. No, little miss, no keyboard. I know you're telling me it's time for bed. Give me just a little bit to see what other shops are around here. With no merchants at any of them. All right, well. All right, well, I'll probably be playing more of this tomorrow. But until then, I'll catch you later.